All right, next section is graphing quadrilaterals. So let's take a look. So just looking at our number line right here. So our first coordinate that they give us is going to be our x. So I can mark that out for you. So our x, comma, and then our y. So for example, if they give us 5 and 2, let's say. Okay, so I'm going to start at my origin right here. I'm going to move over 5 to the right. So if it's positive, it's going to the right. And then from here, I'm going to go up 2 to 5, 2 right there. So this would be my point right there in my graph. Okay. So my next point was, let's say, 10, 2. So I'd be coming over here, and I go up to 2. So I'm off the graph right there. Anyways, so they're going to give us 4 points, and then we try to graph it from that point. Okay, so if it's going to be 4 right here, these lines are going straight across. This would be 5, 4. So 5 over to the right, 4 up. And this one is going to be 10. And 4 up to the top right there. Okay. If they give us a negative number, so the first one, let's say -5, and let's just do 0. So -5 is going to be over here. 0 is going to stay on the number line right there. The second number is negative, so I'd say it's -5 and -1. So it's going to be over 5 and then down 1. Okay. So all they're going to ask you to do in this section is just going to be to graph it. And oftentimes they're looking for the missing coordinate. So if I have this one, for example, I had my 5, -5 and 0, and -5 and 1. And I'm trying to find a square. My square is going to be here. Okay, so my next point there, they're actually going to give you 3 points, but let's say it's -4 and 0. So distance here is going to be 1, distance out there is 1, and then distance there is 1, and distance there is 1. So if they don't give you the last point, you can figure out that the last one is going to be right here. And then visually you can see it's going to connect and make a square or a rectangle or whatever our shape is. So you just need to know the properties of the different shapes and then be able to complete the last side. All right, so let's take a look at some actual problems. All right, so this first one is just graphing the square at the vertices, and they give you 4 different vertices. So starting with the first one right here, so you have 9 over, so you're over 9 to this point. So remember, you always start at the origin right here, or at 0, 0. All right, if it's positive, you're gonna go to the right. So we go over 9 spots. And then you're gonna go up our next one because this is positive. So this is gonna be 9, and then you're gonna go up 7. So again, I check it, I'm 9 over here. It should be 9, and then this is 7 right there. Okay, so that's my first point. Next point from here, you have -5, so to start back at the origin at 0. So we're at -5, and then I'm up to 7 right there. Okay, so my next point would be there. Okay, next one is gonna be -5 and -7. So that's gonna come over to the left 5. So it's negative, then going to my left, and then going down to -7. Okay. So let me just mark it out for you right there so you can see it. Going back to the last one, -5, 7. This one over here is 9 and 7. And then my last one is going to be 9, so +9, and down 7. So let me just mark that out. Okay, and then connect them there. And this should be a square. Yeah. And distance between these points should all be the same. So for example, 9 minus -5, minus and minus is going to be a plus. So the distance between these is going to be 14. Same should be here. So 7 plus or minus -7 is going to be 14. And then same with these other two sides. Okay. All right, next one they give us, and you can just follow my cursor. Graph the square of the vertices, as I said, to the right. So the first one is going to be over 8, up 3. So you can put a point right there. And then this actually just drags my my graph and creates the lines here. So the next one is going to be -1 and 3. So I can almost just stay along that line because I know it's going to be straight line there. Next one is going to be -1 and -6. So I'm over to the left 1 and I'm down -6. And then my last point here, you can almost just slide over and just see it about to come together. It's going to be right here. So it's going to be 8 to the right and then down -6. Okay, and I submit it, and that should be it for what you're doing. Okay. Jumping ahead. Okay, so next one, they're going to give us 3 points, and you're just going to have to complete the last point. Okay, so for this one, we have -9, so I'm over to the left 9, and I'm going to go up 5. Then I'm going to go to the right, so origin is 0, 1, and then up to 5. Okay, I can see that's a straight line. And then my next point is going to be 1 over to the right, and then down 1. Okay, and then my last point here, I can almost just visually just put it right there. I can see it, so it should be over -9. So that's going to match up with this right here, -9. And I'm going to be down, my y is going to be -1. Okay, and that should create my rectangle right there. Do one more, jump to next level. Rhombus, okay. So connecting my points again. All right, so I just add the picture here. So you can see the rhombus is a parallelogram with 4 sides that are congruent. So it looks something like that. Okay, so let's try this one right here. So we have -1. So over to the left 1 and then up 7. I'm going to plot that point. And my next point is going to be over 9, up 7. And then last one they give us is going to be 3. So I'm over to 3 to the right and then down 1 for -1. So now we need to find the other side right here. All right, so how do we do that? Well, we can find that the top line right here, we can find the distance between this point and this point right there. Okay, so starting on the left, I'm at -1 and 7. This one, I'm at 9 and 7. So I can ignore the, let me just draw that out. So I have 9, 7, and 1, 7 right there. Okay, so my distance is going to be here. Is going to be 10 spots. Okay, so I'm over here 1, 2, 3, all the way over here is going to be 10. So that means over here, all the way there should be 10 spaces. Okay, so here if I'm at 3, I need to go 10 spaces over here. So this is going to be -7 is going to be my next point right there. Okay. My y is going to stay the same. So that should connect right there. And then this point is just going to connect with that point right there. So that should be my final result. All right, so let me pause it. All right, let's look at one more. All right, so starting at the origin, I go over 7. I'm going to go up 6. Plot that point. Next one is going to be over 10, down 2, 1, 2. And then my next point they give us is 2, 1. So it's going to be 2, 1 right there. All right, so now we need to find the last point. So we can measure the distance. All right, so let's take a look at it. So this point right here is going to be 7, 6. And then this point over there is 10, -2. So I'm going, let me write this out for you. All right, so from this top point to that bottom point, we are at 7, 6, and we went to 10 and -2. Okay, so the change is we're going to go to the right 3, down 8. Okay, so now we're looking at the point 2, 1, and we're going to do the opposite. So change is going to be 3 to the left, and then 8 up. Okay, so that new point should be -1 and 9. So that should connect my rhombus. So they're all, you remember all the sides, there's a parallelogram with 4 sides that are congruent. Okay, so my last one again should be here on -1 and go all the way up to 9.